Hey everybody, today we're at beautiful Fingal Head. Just looking out today, out towards Cook Island. Some young guys here having a ball on their boards. One of the local hotties. Nice surfing. Alright, what we're going to do is walk along the beach, head up through the rocks, up to the headland, and see if we can see any whales. But just look at that. Look at that view out there. It's beautiful, isn't it? Tide's high, so all the rocks are covered at the moment. As you can see, we've lost a lot of sand here. All the swells we've been having and the high tides, we've just lost so much sand, and all the sand is sitting just out to sea. Oh, yeah, these guys having a ball. Look at this. Nice waves. So we've got a couple of logs that have been washed over from South Beach. Got a seagull having some dinner. More guys heading out. But this is beautiful Fingal Head. So we're just walking along the beach here. You can see how much sand we've lost. All those rocks just in front of us, they all used to be covered over. And now look at them, the whole beach is just one big rock platform. So we'll keep cruising along here. There's another log from South Beach. It's been washed around. Got some families here enjoying the sunshine, a little bit of warmth on this winter's day. Like I said, we're going to be walking up onto the headland and around to the lighthouse and see if we can see a couple of whales coming through. The whales have actually been coming between the point there and the island. So the whales have been coming straight through there. And look at the crowd up there. We've got the Aboriginal Indigenous football team up there at the moment, and they're here for NAIDOC week. Hi Anel, how are you? Theodore, don't feel random children, bro, yuck. They're just having a play on the beach. I wasn't actually filming them. They just happened to be on the beach as I walked past. Hey, there's some dolphins coming through the causeway. So the dolphins are on those waves just there. They're riding them in and jumping. So we'll see if we can get up on the headland and have a look. Alright, just make my way through these rocks here. Actually quite hard walking, and you wouldn't believe how much microplastic is on this beach, all been washed in the last couple of storms we've had. I've been coming down every day and filling bags of plastic, but you come down the next day and it's all back again. Alright, we'll head up the track. Now we're going through a big tree canopy in this littoral rainforest. So it might be a bit shaky for a couple of minutes, but when I get to the top, it'll all open up again. So don't leave. We'll make it through. Hopefully you get a little bit of how beautiful this headland is. Got to be careful walking along this track because there's roots just under the surface and little rocks as well. So, okay, all the pandanus trees in front of us, looking very nice in the afternoon sun. And there's heaps of pandanus nuts on the ground, they hurt as well. I always seem to never wear shoes when I'm filming and suffer the consequences. All right, we're back out in a little bit of the open. Look at that, that's a beautiful view, isn't it? So we'll keep coming up. We'll come up the headland. Have a look at this. That's looking from halfway up the headland back down the beach. Okay, let's keep going up. Okay, we're about to come into some thick vegetation, so just bear with me while I make my way through. Trying to get through as fast as I can. Okay, just about out. Okay, we're out. Hopefully you've got me. So I'll just walk along this track, and directly in front of us there's your lighthouse. That's the Fingal Head Lighthouse. And I'll just take you around here. Oh, it's all overgrown, but that's where the lighthouse keeper's house used to be, just there. So let's keep heading around. Okay, go down the beach. So this is the track to South Beach. Everybody was walking anywhere they wanted on the headland and really ruining the headland and causing a lot of erosion. So the Fingal community has put I think it was the Lands Council, have now put these walkways in. So let's walk around the corner here. Becoming a Betty. Yes, I love Fingal too. I come here as often as I can. So, okay, this is South Beach. You can see the erosion that's happened here. There must be, in front of those people, straight down there, must be 15-20 foot of cutaway. Okay, it's looking down to South Beach. Ooh. People enjoying the sunshine there. The old pandanus straight in the front, seen better days. I think that's about ready to fall out of the ground. That's Kingscliff. That next peninsula down there. Tonga Healing Channel, yes it is, it's beautiful here. And just there, you can see in the background, it's covered in, the sugarcane guys are burning off at the moment, so there's a lot of smoke and smog in the air, but that's Wollumben or Mount Warning. So that's right there, if you can see that in the distance. Okay, let's head back around. Okay, so I don't upset anybody. There's some kids in front, so I'm going to keep you looking out at the scenery. How are you?
Hi, good day.
Hi mate, hello. Okay, so we're coming down. If we're lucky, we hopefully will see a whale somewhere, which would be really good. As I was saying, the whales actually come between the island, which is Cook Island, and they come between the headland. Sometimes they get a bit disorientated because there's a big rock shelf out there, and the whale's sonar must get messed up, and they get halfway through, then turn around because they can't find the way out. I've actually seen dolphins here, and the dolphins will lead them through. Oh, a big set coming through. Yes, not much has changed here at Fingal. Luckily, the local Aboriginal Lands Council owns all this land, and they're not letting any development come through. The only thing that's really changed is the walkways. As you can see up there, the erosion from where people are walking. So you've got fishermen down there, they just have walked anywhere they wanted to get down to go fishing. That rock fishing is one of the most deadliest sports in the world. So many people get hit by a wave, they don't realise the tide's coming in. And Mr. Canada is so pretty. I've never been there, but this is Australia, in case you were wondering. Yeah, but people are getting washed off because they go fishing at low tide and don't realise the tide's coming in, and next thing they get hit by a big wave and they're in the water. And most of them don't know how to swim, or they've got heavy gear on, and then they can't get that off quick enough and they start to go under. So we'll just move up the track a bit. Okay, so slowly getting back up onto the track. It's a very popular spot here. It's school holidays here at the moment, so we have a lot of extra people here during the week in the off season. Sometimes I can be the only person up here. That's that beautiful. Okay, so looking down, that's Cook Island, straight off the headland. No, not Tasmania. We're basically, we call this the top beach in New South Wales. This is the last beach before you get into Queensland. So yeah, we're in Australia on the Queensland New South Wales border. So if you want to Google that, you'll be able to find it. There is another Fingal. There is one in Tasmania, and there is one further down near Newcastle. So this is Fingal Head, if you're trying to look it up. Okay, we'll make our way down. So all these people are waiting for the sunset. They've got a while to wait. It's only 3:30. They've got about 2 hours to wait. So we've got one guy surfing out the causeway by himself. And look down the front there. That's the front rock. So we'll go for a walk down here. Sorry for the jumpy footage, but I'm walking down the rock face here, and I have a sore knee, so it's actually hurting a bit. But how's that for beautiful footage? So that's the waves are getting a bit bigger, so I won't go too close. But there's the cliff face of Fingal Headland. That's erosion that the waves have pushed through and broken right through. Left a little front rock there. At low tide, or if you're going, you can run straight across those rocks there between waves and go fishing out the front. And that's Cook Island. So apparently they say that Cook Island was once attached to this headland. So that's called the causeway, and the water has pushed through like down here and made that an island. So it's very impressive. The rocks out there on Cook are exactly the same as these rocks here and these rocks here. So these are all volcanic basalt. That's what some of these waves just hit here. You'll see a lot of force coming through here. Let's wait for a big set. So that's one guy out there surfing all by himself. Don't know if you can see that, but there is a drone right there. Someone's getting some photos with their drone. We might be videoing this guy surfing. So here goes the guy surfing. He's taking off on that wave. Oh, he's on the foil. I actually know who that is. That's the local doctor. So he's having a ball. Okay, here comes a set, so these waves might hit a little bit harder. These ones are rolling at the moment. We've got to wait for one that's broken. Here comes one. What's this? So you can imagine that over a couple of 100,000 years, you can see how those rocks eventually get worn away. That's beautiful. And down there, that's the rest of the rocks that we've been walking on. Guy fishing there, he's got the bottom. He must be using a sinker in all those rocks. He'll learn to put a float on. And we look around here. Let's go up a bit. Ha! That's right, Betty. He's a local legend, old Johnny boy. Okay, here comes a wave. Let's see if he paddles for this one. Yep, he's turning, he's going. And directly behind him, here comes the dolphins. Don't know if you can see that there's dolphins just there. Might go up the top and see if we can see them. Okay, so let's walk up this cliff face again. Hey, how's it going?
You get the dolphin?
Yep, I'm just turning around now. Okay. Everyone's seen the dolphins, so a bit of excitement on the headland. Okay, so see this wave coming through here? Have a look in that face and you'll see the dolphins. There they are, they're just popping up now. There. I don't know if you can see their fins. They should be coming straight underneath us very shortly. Now out at Cook Island, that's a nesting area for terns and seagulls. And every day, once at breakfast time and once at dinner, the local ospreys come through. They fly out to the island and they go down and pick off one seagull or one tern or one baby, and then they bring it back and take it back to the nest. Fantastic to watch. Okay, those dolphins are directly in front of us now, so they're just down there, just outside that whitewash. You'll see them. There they are, they've popped up. I hope you can see that. Okay, well, they should be just, there they are. So there's about 6 or 7 of them in that pod. There's a local pod that lives here all the time. You can tell by their fin markings that they're the same dolphins. One of them has a big cut right on the end of his dorsal fin, and it hangs over like a flap of skin. So we know it's the same dolphin. Yeah, so that's quite a big cleanup set coming through here. The local foiler must be down the line. Oh, he's down the beach about 500 metres. He's just ridden that one wave. So that's a nice set. And we turn around here, we might see the dolphins actually catching a wave. There they are, just there. Yep, they're on that wave. Hopefully you can see that, and they just pulled off. Oh, and there's 2 whales. See the whales? And there's, just out there's 2 humpbacks as well. So they're hopefully coming between the headland and the island. Let's see what happens. Sometimes those dolphins will go out and meet them and then escort them through. As I was saying before, the whales get caught in there because there's a rock shelf, and it messes up with their sonar. There they are, you can just see them breathing. So 2 whales. There's a guy with a drone. Let's go and see if he's picked them up. You heading out to those whales?
Oh, I think so. Oh, where's the whales?
Just there.
Oh, on the island over there.
No, they're just in close.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, only like 100 metres off. All right, so the whales are staying down a bit at the moment. They must be getting weird signals on their sonar. Like I was saying, they get caught going between the causeway and the headland. There they are, straight out there. 2 of them, 2 big ones, heading north up to the breeding grounds in Hervey Bay. We've actually had a whale give birth just out there on this side of Cook Island, just in there. We thought the mother was actually caught in one of the dive lines over there, so we went over there in a rubber ducky, and she had a baby sitting on the back, and she was just taking the baby up and down to breathe. So this is pretty cool, seeing 2 whales coming through the causeway. There they are, just there. You see their backs coming up. If they're going to make it through, they need to... Oh, and there's another one breaching. You'll see the splash out there. Another one's just breached out about 5. There they are, 2 backs. And... Yep, very exciting. You'll see out Just out there, there's 3 boats out there. That's another reef out there for fishing. Oh, there's a whale. They're definitely coming through. Let's see if we can see them. Let me know if you can see the whales on this vision. There they are, just blue then. Just come up for a breath. Yep, tail. There's more outside. That reef outside those guys are fishing on is actually Fido's reef. So there's a whale going out around the outside of Fido's, I can see, and here comes the whale straight through the middle. So let's see. Don't know if you can see a yellow buoy. That's the exclusion zone where nobody's allowed to fish in between that buoy and the island. So let's see if the whales can make it through. Yep, they're coming through. They're right next to the buoy, if you can see that yellow buoy. Oh, fantastic, Betty. I'm glad you can see that. So they're only probably 200 to 300 metres off the tip of the headland here. So they should be just on the left-hand side of that yellow can, if you can see that. They've taken a big breath. Oh, they're riding close to the island now. They must have got caught, and now they're heading out. They can't. Their sonar is picking up all that rock shelf, as I said before. So looks like they're heading back out to sea. So they'll go around the island, all the way around it, and then come out there and keep going on their merry way north. Up, one of them's made it through, and the other one has gone around. So there's a yellow can, and then they've gone, one of them's in between there now, and they've turned, they're coming back around the island. So now they're heading around the island. There's the other one's just there. He's just got his fluke up in the air. He's slapping the water with his fluke. Hey, Manju, how are you? I'm just showing you the humpbacks on their migration north here at Fingal Head. So that's Cook Island just out there. So we have... Okay, that whale's just come up again. Looks like he's right on top of that rock shelf now. I don't know what he's doing, or she's doing. It looks like they're turning. Yep, they really don't like that rock shelf. They need to be in a lot closer to miss that shelf. That shelf actually comes off the island, comes towards the headland here, and it comes back off the island for 500 metres. So that's where it used to be joined to the headland here. Yep, that is right on top of the shelf. Yeah, there. Don't know if you can see their back and their blow. Another big set coming through. Let's just look down. So that's that front rock I was telling you about before. So that's slowly getting eroded away by all those waves washing through. Let's go back out to the... Goodbye whales. Yes, Godspeed, Betty. On their migration through New South Wales, they're pretty unmolested here, but when they get onto the Gold Coast, which is 3 kilometres to the north, they have a lot of shark nets there, and the whales seem to get caught in the shark nets, which is very distressing. Distressing for the whales and distressing for the people. Back a few years ago, I used to live with the brother of the head dolphin trainer at SeaWorld, and we actually went out and saved a whale off Currumbin. The baby was stuck in the shark nets all night, and we went out and freed it in the morning. That was something I'll never forget. Yes, it is a beautiful view, Vimo. Just letting you know, there's 2 humpback whales straight out. Oop, turn you around a bit. The whales are just hanging in there. 2 whales. They're trying to get through to the left-hand side of the island, but there's a rock shelf there, and it gets them caught up. The rock shelf comes up it and it messes with their sonar, so they seem to get to the rock shelf, their sonar's messed up, and then they turn around. I've actually seen them start sticking their head up in the air and spy hopping, and then trying to work out what's blocking them going through. Okay, one whale is oops, sorry about that. One whale is out there now. It's going around the reef that's straight out there, and the other whale that was in there hasn't come back up yet, so I'll let you know where that one is. Yeah, so certainly was a once in a lifetime thing, Betty. Now they have a professional crew that gets deployed anywhere in the east coast of Australia when they get caught. They've been down south. I think they got caught down around Newcastle not so long ago, and they definitely get caught in all the shark nets on the Gold Coast. And the funny thing with the shark nets, people think the whole Gold Coast is netted and no sharks can get in, but they're only 200 metres long and they only drop down about 10 foot, so the sharks can go over, around, or underneath them. So it catches a lot of bycatch too, dolphins and turtles, which is very sad. Okay, I'll just square the gimbal up. Okay. Can't see that whale again. See if there's any more coming through. Okay, so that other whale has now, there's whitewash out there, so that the whale is out behind the whitewash, so it's going between the reef at Cook Island and where those boats are out there, that's Fido's. The whale will come in between those two and head on its merry way north. Now, on the island, I was saying before, the local ospreys, they go out there. There's 2 families. One lives at the golf course and one lives on the start of Fingal Road, and they'll go out there and get their breakfast and dinner every day. There's probably 3,000 to 5,000 birds that live out on that island. Oop, I'll just square you up again, sorry about this. So there's about 3,000 to 5,000 birds that live out there, and then when the osprey heads out there, the island actually erupts. I'm in Australia, right on the Queensland-New South Wales border at Fingal Head's Nay. It's a tourism thing, Betty. As long as the tourists are happy and they keep coming to the Gold Coast, the politicians are happy because they spend a shitload of money on the Gold Coast. Okay, I just saw the whales below out there, so they are actually out behind the reef on the island. So that whitewash you can see there, that's a reef. So the whales are between that reef and the boats that are out there. So they're heading around that corner. Be nice if we could see some breaching close. May, I couldn't recommend it enough. It is just spectacular over here. All of New South Wales is just spectacular. Queensland's very touristy. You've got the Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast, which caters for the tourists. But here you've got great surfing spots. You've got D-Bar and Snapper just up to the left of the island. You've got Byron Bay. You've got Lennox and Gowrie all the way down. Out there's actually a whale jumping. There must be a couple of them. I can see them jumping and breathing at the same time. So there must be 3 or 4 in that pod. Yes, yeah. If you come to the east coast of Australia, you'll get some great waves. If you're natural, we get a lot of, because the waves come from south to north, we get a lot of right-handers on the east coast. And if you're a goofy footer, then you go over to the west coast because the waves come up that side and they're all left-handers. Western Australia is very remote. Thank you, Betty, for reinforcing. Coming around the island now, we have a jet ski. Hopefully it doesn't scare the whales. So I'm going to head up this way a little bit. Okay, the sunset. See the sun setting there? We've got about hour and a half before we get to dark. Okay, so how's that for a view? That's Fingal Headland in front of us. There's the front rock that's slowly getting eroded away, and there's Cook Island. Yes, it's spectacular, isn't it, this view? Okay. Oh, I'm getting too old to be jumping up and down these rocks like a kid anymore. Let's head back down. Anybody else has sore knees? Oh my God. Hurts. How's that for a view? Yep, it is spectacular. Someone fishing down there. I grew up at Currumbin. So I've lived at Currumbin. Well, I grew up at Currumbin and I've lived down here at this spot for, 30 years. 30 years next month I've lived here. So yeah. So this is Fingal Head, in case you've missed it. Yes, they're fantastic waves here, Nay. Don't know if you can see down there in the glare, but there's probably school holidays here, so there's probably 15, 20 guys in the water having the ball. You can see the lines coming through. So all those lines are pushing wide. As I said before, we've lost a lot of sand here, so they're not really breaking out the causeway much here. Usually the sand wraps all the way around there and we get a point break here for about 400 or 500 metres, but all that sand's been washed away. All that sand now is right out to sea, and the waves now are breaking down on the shore. Yes, it's hard to come down here every day of your life, Betty. See you, Nay. Thanks for subscribing. Is there anything? It's hot weather today. I can feel it comes with waves. Yes. This morning it was about 5 degrees and it's slowly warmed up. It's like 21 degrees now, but the afternoon sun's really hot. Oh, it's either a whale or a shark. I know they're dolphins. Straight there, straight off the end of the rocks. So hopefully they'll catch a wave through the causeway. So that pod that came through before, they're actually, there they go, they're catching that wave. Can you all see them on that wave? Fantastic. Hopefully they jump out the back. There they go, jumping out the back. Did you all see that? Too bad I wasn't a little bit higher for that. And you can see out on the island there's a right-hander out there, and that really pumps when we get a big southerly swell. Yeah, oh, the dolphins just jumped. I've never been to Cornwall. I just did London, and we went over to Ireland and did the west coast of Ireland, all the way down from Shannon, all the way down to the bottom, across the bottom and up through the middle. So that was beautiful, but I've never been to Cornwall. I don't know if I can handle the cold water. When it gets to 19 degrees here, everybody's blowing up and saying how cold it is. So I don't think I'd be able to handle the cold. Oh, there's the dolphins. They're all on that wave there. If you can see it, they're jumping out the back of that wave. Okay, there's another wave. They're all, this wave right here, they're catching that wave right there. So hopefully they jump out the back. There they go. They're porpoising on that wave and jumped out the back. Did you all see that? So at the moment we've got the mullet running, so those dolphins are very fat at the moment. They've been eating mullet after mullet. Okay, let's bring it down and have a look. How's that for a view? That view looks a bit jittery. Hopefully that's coming through nice and clean for you guys. I don't know why it's playing up. All right, guys. This is where I'm going to leave you. If you have a look out at the island, you can see there's probably 300 or 400 birds in the air. So hopefully, and on that side of the island, I can see the two whales have just come around the corner. But all the birds have started to take flight. All right, guys. This is where I'll leave you. Hopefully you can all subscribe, and that way you can be notified next time I live stream. I'll probably live stream tomorrow. I might go up to D-Bar or Snapper tomorrow. Thank you, Betty. And please all subscribe, so it just makes it a little bit easier for me. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.